As the losses have piled up, the area has become infamous, legendary worldwide even. Everyone knows about the Bermuda Triangle, but yet nobody knows what's going on over there.
For decades, mysterious disappearances across the oceans have continued to baffle naval authorities. From the Bermuda Triangle to the South Pacific, hundreds of aircraft and warships have vanished without leaving a single distress signal. But recently, as the Navy's AI rescanned its classified data archives, it detected a strange sequence of signals that appeared moments before each disappearance, all originating from deep beneath the sea. Could this be a natural phenomenon, or evidence that an extraterrestrial intelligence has been hiding beneath our oceans for decades? Across the vast Pacific Ocean, where the waves rise higher than skyscrapers and radar frequencies blanket every inch of water, the United States Navy once believed that nothing could hide from its surveillance systems. But in mid-2023, an incident aboard the USS Jackson shook that certainty to its core. During a routine training exercise, the ship's radar suddenly detected an unusual signal, a small object moving against the pull of gravity, rising straight up from deep beneath the sea. In the first few seconds, technicians assumed it was just signal interference caused by pressure or ocean currents. But moments later, sonar scans revealed a bright point ascending at a speed that defied physics. From the deck, several sailors saw flashes of silver light flickering just above the water's surface. Then the object shot upward into the sky, hovered for about 3 seconds, and vanished completely. Radar Officer Senior Chief Wiggins, who was on duty that day, told the New York Post, "We locked onto the target. Every system was operating normally. There were no technical malfunctions, but the object disappeared from the screen as if someone flipped a switch. And just minutes later, 3 more appeared. Same trajectory, same speed, same disappearance." The incident prompted Navy Command to lock down all radar data for 48 hours to inspect the systems. But the results showed no irregularities. Voltage levels, radar frequencies, and magnetic fields were all perfectly stable. That meant the objects were real. According to an analysis published by Popular Mechanics, the USS Jackson case was not unique. Over the past 2 decades, numerous naval officers have reported wingless, silent objects with no exhaust, capable of moving vertically between water and air as if unrestricted by drag or gravity. All described the same phenomenon: glowing metallic shapes emerging from the sea, only to vanish from radar in an instant. What intrigued scientists most was the contradiction among sensors. Marine radar detected them clearly, aerial radar did not. Infrared cameras captured faint light, yet showed no heat source. This phase shift led Navy researchers to suspect that the objects might generate an ionized or vacuum bubble around themselves, altering how radar waves and heat reflect, effectively rendering them temporarily invisible to detection systems. To verify this, engineers used AI to reanalyze all radar data from the USS Jackson, including segments once classified as technical noise. The AI discovered that the signals were not random. They oscillated with a regular rhythm, consistent with an intentional control system. Even more puzzling, the oscillation frequency ranged from 8 to 12 Hz, identical to the Earth's natural resonance frequency. An almost impossible coincidence. Dr. Ian McKenzie, an oceanic physicist at the Scripps Institution of Oceanography in California, explained, "If an object can create an area of extremely low pressure around itself, it can detach from the surrounding water without resistance. Humans have replicated this principle in laboratories using plasma lasers, but never on a free-moving scale like what these radars recorded." Some experts theorize that these objects were not human-made, but rather non-human technology capable of using self-sustaining electromagnetic forces for propulsion. Such an energy field could bend light around the object, making it appear luminous to the human eye, but undetectable to sensors. Data showed that one object moved from a depth of roughly 3,000 meters to the surface in less than a second, equivalent to more than 10,000 kilometers per hour underwater. For comparison, the fastest submarine ever built, the Soviet K-222, reached only about 80 kilometers per hour beneath the surface. The difference surpasses every known limit of human engineering. That raises the question, if this is not our technology, whose is it? Analysts at the U.S. Department of Defense have not drawn conclusions, but they confirmed that the data is authentic, not fabricated, nor a radar glitch. Many now believe that USOs, unidentified submerged objects, may be hiding deep within the oceans, using them as bases or transit points across the planet. Independent researchers even compared the radar coordinates of the USS Jackson incident with the Bermuda region, where dozens of mysterious disappearances have been reported. Astonishingly, part of the object's flight path overlaps with routes where those vanishings occurred. From a scientific perspective, all data suggests this is no natural phenomenon. But from a human perspective, it is something beyond understanding. AI can detect, model, and even simulate the motion of these objects, but it still cannot answer the most important question. Where do they come from? And why did they choose the ocean, not the sky? In 2024, during a U.S. congressional hearing on national security, a top-secret video was released. The footage showed a glowing white spherical object moving across the ocean's surface, then accelerating almost instantly before disappearing from the frame. According to ABC News, the video was recorded by a Navy helicopter during a surveillance mission about 80 nautical miles off the coast of California. When experts fed the footage into an AI motion analysis system, the results showed that the object reached an acceleration of more than 30,000 kilometers per hour, far beyond the endurance limit of any living organism. Slow-motion frames revealed a faintly distorted area surrounding the object, as if light itself were being bent, an effect that only occurs when an extremely powerful electromagnetic field is present. Some physicists compared the footage to models of electromagnetic cloaking that military laboratories have only been able to simulate at the nanoscale. Scientists believe the object in the video may have generated electromagnetic resonance, creating a surrounding plasma field. This plasma layer would block radar and infrared sensors from detecting heat signatures, explaining why the object appeared both luminous and invisible in technical data. If true, this would represent a form of anti-gravity technology far beyond anything humanity currently possesses. The first visual evidence suggesting that what rises from the ocean may not simply be an object, but a fully intelligent propulsion system belonging to another civilization. The unusual signals detected by the Navy's AI were not just meaningless blips on radar. When analysts compared them with historical data, a strange pattern emerged. Those bursts of energy distortion occurred precisely at the same times as a series of mysterious disappearances, both at sea and in the air, spanning nearly 8 decades, none of which have ever been fully explained. In December 1945, 5 U.S. Navy Avenger bombers took off from Florida on a routine training mission. The weather was clear, communication stable, and the pilots were highly experienced. Yet 2 hours later, they vanished from every tracking system. The last transmission recorded a panicked voice. "We don't know where we are, and something is flying above us." After that, silence. No wreckage, no distress calls, no oil slicks. Even more bizarrely, The rescue aircraft sent to search for them disappeared the same way. When AI reanalyzed archived radar logs from the Florida base that same year, it detected an intense electromagnetic pulse lasting exactly 11 minutes, perfectly matching the moment Flight 19 lost contact. The frequency was within the same range as the oscillations recorded by the USS Jackson nearly 80 years later. That discovery raised a question. Could the objects emerging from the sea today be the same things flying above that World War II pilots once saw? Phenomena humanity simply lacked the technology to understand at the time? 23 years later, in the spring of 1968, the American nuclear submarine USS Scorpion disappeared while returning from the Mediterranean, taking 99 sailors with it. There were no distress signals, no explosions detected. Sonar only captured a single strange sound, neither a collision nor a detonation, but a kind of short energy pulse, similar to an electromagnetic surge that occurs when radar systems overload. Modern analysis revealed that its waveform matched the inverse phase oscillations seen in the Navy's USO cases, as if an invisible energy source had warped the space around it. Not long after, the Soviet Union suffered a similar tragedy. In October 1986, the submarine K-219 vanished in the Atlantic Ocean, near the Bermuda Triangle. The final transmission from the control room contained only one sentence: "There is a light moving below us." Then, silence. Soviet satellite data from that period recorded magnetic field fluctuations lasting 12 hours before stabilizing again, identical to the disturbances the US Navy later observed during oceanic object incidents. At the dawn of the 21st century, another catastrophe revived those old suspicions. Malaysia Airlines flight MH370's disappearance in 2014 over the Indian Ocean. When modern AI analyzed satellite telemetry, it found an electromagnetic blackout lasting over 90 seconds, the exact window when civilian radar lost contact and military systems detected only a single light moving erratically. The frequency of that disturbance matched, with 89% accuracy, the same signal pattern recorded by the USS Jackson in 2023. This uncanny similarity led researchers to theorize that an underwater energy source might have disrupted the navigation systems, causing the aircraft to enter a state of temporary absence. Not destroyed, but completely removed from observable space. When AI compiled all radar, sonar, and satellite data from the 1940s to the present, it identified 3 overlapping regions: the waters off Bermuda, where the earliest disappearances occurred; the Weddell Sea in Antarctica, where engineers once reported strange objects beneath the ice; and the North Pacific, the operational zone of the USS Jackson. In all 3 regions, sensors recorded the same kind of energy anomaly, a swirling magnetic field that disabled electronics, disoriented radio waves, and bent visible light. Oceanic physicists at the Woods Hole Institute described these as natural energy windows, moments when electric currents in Earth's core interact with magnetic ocean flows, briefly distorting local space. If a vessel, or any object, happens to pass through at that exact moment, it could vanish from human observation, as if swallowed by another layer of reality. But what makes this theory unsettling is that those energy windows always appear alongside USO signals rising from the deep. Many scientists dismiss this as coincidence, yet those who have seen the raw data disagree. They suspect that something may be living or operating beneath the ocean floor, possessing technology capable of manipulating electromagnetic energy far beyond human reach. It could be this force that creates the radar voids, causing ships and aircraft to disappear without trace. And if that is true, then the world's scattered disappearances are not isolated events, but evidence of a recurring pattern, a kind of observation system functioning beneath the waves. The only question left is, are they watching us or warning us about what's coming? When the Navy's AI began tracing the origin of the strange signals that once disabled radar systems, the investigation went deeper, no longer focused on the sky or the surface, but the ocean floor itself. Decades of archived sonar data suddenly gained new significance. If objects truly emerge from the sea, they must have somewhere to hide. The question is, what lies beneath the ocean that humanity has never touched? In 2011, a Swedish diving team from Project Ocean X accidentally discovered a massive circular formation on the floor of the Baltic Sea. Located about 300 kilometers offshore and nearly 90 meters deep, far from any known volcanic or mineral activity, sonar imaging revealed the object to be roughly 60 meters in diameter, with sharply cut edges forming near-perfect right angles and an upper surface reflecting sonar waves like oxidized metal. IFL Science described it as one of the most puzzling sonar anomalies ever recorded. For years, geologists argued it was simply a glacial deposit carried by ice sheets from the last ice age. But that theory began to falter as sonar and AI technology advanced. By using underwater signal analysis algorithms, AI can distinguish between natural rock and artificial materials based on how sound waves rebound. When the Baltic Sea anomaly data was reprocessed in 2024, AI found that its acoustic reflection pattern did not match any known sedimentary rock in the region. Certain surface areas even reflected like an iron-nickel alloy, a composition typically found only in meteorites or manufactured metals. The mystery deepened in 2025 when scientists deployed the new HAWOD sonar algorithm, capable of detecting hidden objects by measuring acoustic opacity, faint sound gradients often ignored in traditional scans. The results were staggering. Two more circular formations resembling the Baltic anomaly were found south of Bermuda, at depths exceeding 4,000 meters. Both displayed parallel grooves, concentric layouts, and unusually high sound reflectivity. Data indicated that these were not natural formations, at least not by Earth's known processes. Their presence in areas long associated with disappearances, where compasses fail and electromagnetic readings fluctuate, forced scientists to reconsider. If USOs truly exist and have been detected rising from these zones, then the possibility of an underwater infrastructure is no longer mere speculation. These could be energy anchors or navigational nodes used by USOs to move between oceanic layers, much like satellites in space. Cross-referencing data from the three regions, the Baltic, Bermuda, and Antarctica's Weddell Sea, revealed a striking correlation. All lie along a magnetic latitude belt with unusually high field density. Oceanic physicists call this the deep magnetic anomaly belt, where electric currents from Earth's core collide with the thin mantle near the seabed, producing short-lived vortices of energy. When a metallic object enters such a zone, the magnetic field can bend sound waves, making radar and sonar perceive it as having disappeared. What draws even more attention is the symmetry of these structures. AI is now reconstructing 3D models of the seabed from thousands of hours of historical sonar scans. The preliminary renderings are astonishing. Circular structures connected by long corridor-like trenches, stretching for hundreds of meters, cut with near-perfect precision. While nothing can yet be confirmed, that level of accuracy has led researchers to suspect these cannot be natural formations. Paleogeophysicists at Lund University proposed a new hypothesis. These structures may be remnants of an ancient energy network, operating through electromagnetic resonance between the oceans and Earth's magnetosphere. If correct, they could function as planetary amplifiers, and their partial reactivation might explain modern radar disruptions, and even the USO phenomena the Navy continues to record. Meanwhile, another research group leans toward the possibility of underwater gateways, points where electromagnetic interference becomes strong enough to distort local space, creating temporary passages between physical layers. In such moments, USOs might emerge and vanish, not because they fly away, but because they slip through another dimension of reality. Though still debated, one thing is clear. AI is enabling humanity to see through layers of water and sediment once thought impenetrable. It is not only reconstructing the shapes of these structures, but also analyzing their energy reflections, data that could reveal whether they remain active. The goal now is not to prove the existence of alien bases, but to determine whether an ancient infrastructure lies hidden beneath our oceans, a realm where energy and matter converge, and where mysteries like USOs, the Bermuda Triangle, and unexplained disappearances all intersect. If those shapes on the seabed are not random, they may well be the first clues to what humanity has sought for centuries, evidence of a technology that once existed and may still be operating beneath us. If an extraterrestrial intelligence truly hides beneath the ocean, then these disappearances are merely the visible part of a far deeper mystery. Do you think the Navy has known this all along? Or are they victims of the same enigma? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and tell us which theory you believe. Don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss what we uncover next.